what I'm going to do now is try and put some of the things that we've learned before into action and put them in the landscape. I'm going to have a go at doing a picture like this. So I'm going to draw a little bridge. I like doing these because you get a chance to draw a reflection, and that's always favourite. See when I start drawing the reflection in the water later. Now there's my bridge. It's going to be sat on a post. That post is going to be dark because the bridge is cast a shadow under there. In fact, there's going to be a shadow underneath there. The shadow and the reflection is going to be different things. So I'm going to use my ruler to do my shading. I've done this before, so you just put your ruler out there, and then I'm going to shade then up to the line again. I notice that when I go like that, if you are not, well, if you're not careful, you get like this, where you get the little line go down. If you turn the ruler upside down and shade up to the line, because the ruler is raised off the surface slightly, then you actually don't get that blur. Now on the other picture, you can see that I actually made a blur. So I shaded, and then from there actually made the blur come down from the ruler. So you can do that either way. So even if you go wrong, you can use that to your own advantage. And I'm going to put some posts up there. Just going to hold out the railing. These are all side flat on, so they're going to be about the same distance apart, not like if you did a fence. And the railing is going to come across there. Now I'm going to put a river bank here, so that's going to be the river bank coming down there, and there's going to be like foliage and everything growing out of the river to break up that edge. Now water is going to create a shadow, a reflection. Now that reflection is not going to be a straight line, so it's going to be the bridge there, and that's going to be that, and that post there is going to reflect, but like a little wiggly line, like the water's making the reflection ripple. That's going to be an imitation, like there's a mirror there, so I'm not going to see many of those because the bank's going to be in the way. But you're going to get a shadow underneath the bridge, like that. In fact, where the bridge is closer to the water, you get a darker shadow. Like putting a pencil on a piece of paper, the shadow fades as it goes further away. You could have some swirls and everything in that wall. Now, going to get myself a fence coming around here. So what I want to do is try and drag my picture around. So nice big fence post, and if you've done the fence post exercise before, you know you can get the wood grain in there and then get the shading on one side, the foliage growing out the bottom. Because we're looking at this one quite from high up, you might see the top of that one. So see the top of that fence post. Those are just going to come lines in distance, and then now here we're going to try the old fir tree. He's going to go to about there in the distance, and lower line coming down where you make the trunk thicker, and then we know that our fir tree is going to look however we want. So if we turn up lines like that, we can. And we've also learned from drawing the tree with the sketchy lines that you can actually do it sketchy, or you can do it nice and defined. You can have a shadow on one branch, side of the branch, and you can get the thicker areas coming in. And if you want to get the light in the branches, we know that we can use correction fluid or chalk. I fancy using a bit of chalk or talcum powder if you're at home doing this and you haven't got any chalk. There's some talcum powder in the house, but putting a bit of talcum powder on your picture can actually create like a grey in the background. Obviously, if you've got a really nice pen, be careful that you don't ruin the end of it, because that will clog up the end of your pen. So there's my fir tree, and now I'm going to have another one and another one. They're going to overlap, and if I want to make that look in the distance, bit of chalk on there and I can grey it out a little bit, because the things that are defined and have a high contrast jump out at you, and the things that are faded tend to recede into, so you can create perspective without actually drawing lines, just by how light or dark things are. My fir tree, another fir tree, but it doesn't matter. I could have another, I could have a tree like this with a trunk, with the branches splitting. However my trees turn out, that's up to me, because it's my landscape. Now make sure you're going to get a bit of a shadow underneath that rail. And if you wanted to, you could measure all these out exactly, couldn't you, with a ruler. You could have the other posts shadow mirrored on the opposite side, so they stop short and these go down. That line stops short there, and then that line goes down. So there, if you had a fence post and it was on the other side of a railing, it would stop short there. That one would stop short there. And then these ones would go all the way down. That's where it looks like you can see into that platform. Now, if I can't work out what to do here, it's quite easy. Just you could put a bit of foliage there, can you? You could have some reeds growing. So reeds, bulrushes, look like that, with a little thing, put it at the top and the stem coming down. So go like that, a little stem, prong, and then you can put yourself some bulrushes in there. And I've shown you how to draw grass before. You go like that and you put a line down, that line becomes a rectangle. So up like that, down to a triangle, to a rectangle. You can have some nice big, in fact you could put like a little flag iris there, a little flower coming up. Or you could have some more reeds. And these reeds look like this. Of course they're going to be bigger than the ones in the background, because perspective dictates that. Put a nice foreground object in, like a reed like that. You don't want to put them all spaced out evenly, so I'm going to grow at different heights. In fact, this one he's going to bend over because the weight's got to him, or somebody's trampled on him, and affected how the landscape looks. And you just put everything straight and in order. It doesn't look organic enough, and that's how you're going to make your landscape. Put a fir tree in there, you could put all the different types of trees, so you could do the tree with the leaves that we did before with the sketchy lines, or a fir tree, some buildings, some fence posts and some foliage.